Good morning. It's time for children's time. So come down front, get up close so you can see. This morning, I'm coming to you from my den. This is the den in my house. And the reason I'm coming to you from my den is because this is where I watch worship on Sunday mornings. This is where me and my son and my daughter and my husband, where we all gather together and we watch worship from our couch. Now, today in worship, we are talking about the church from the past, all the way to the church of the future, and how God has been with us this whole time, because the church is very, very old. It's existed for a long time. And I want to tell you a story from a long time ago, from the very beginnings of the church. People used to gather in their homes, believe it or not, and they would worship in their homes too. The church people used to gather in what was known as the temple for worship. And it's just like our church building, except they gathered in the temple. But something happened and they couldn't gather in the temple anymore. And you know what? We can't gather in our church building right now either. And so they were worried that they couldn't worship anywhere because they couldn't be in their temple. But you know what they found out? They found out that they could worship right from home. And no matter where they were, God was with them. Because the church is not a building. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. The church is the people. The people make up the church. All of us who gather together to worship God on Sunday mornings, we are the church. And so, friends, the church is not closed right now. The church is still open. It's open every time we gather to worship with God. And so you are living in a very special time right now that you're going to be talking about way into the future of the church, that you're going to be talking about when you are your grandparents' age and older, believe it or not, about how you had the chance to worship at home like the early Christians. And so on Sunday mornings, I want you to gather a candle with your mom and dad's help. And when you light that candle, you can remember that God is here, that God is with us. You can grab a cross. You can, if you have one in your house, you can bring that out, or you can hand make one together as a family. And that can be your special worship time as you continue to worship together. And you know what's really cool about this time? Is the church has gotten even bigger. It gets bigger every time we take it to new places and new spaces. And so you guys are an important part of the church right now. Friends, I want you to say a prayer with me. Let's pray. Good morning, God. God, thank you that the church is not a building. The church is a people. And that as long as the people gather for worship in their homes or wherever they are, the church is still open and we are still worshiping together. We thank you that you are everywhere with us. We love you, God. Amen.